Wash my hair every day. I have to wash my hair every day. If not, it's disgusting. I've tried to wash it like every other day or every 2 days, and my hair is greasy like a grease ball. So I wash my hair every day, and it's always in a clip.
Excuse me, grease ball.
I went to cosmetology school, and they were like, you shouldn't be washing your hair every day. Well, sorry, I have to wash my hair every day. If not, it's nasty. You could fry it and crack an egg and fry an egg on my hair and head. My husband washes his hair every day too, so I don't know why the fuck he's saying gross.
Because I don't wash my ass every day.
He just doesn't wash his ass every day, guys. So what up, Jgirl beauties? How you guys doing on this beautiful Saturday night? Guys, it's gonna get knocked the fuck out. He just ran into the light box. Okay, so just want to show you guys what's going on the eyes. I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Carly Bible eyeshadow palette that just came out on my eyes. I'm wearing the Likely Makeup Batwing lashes, and I'm wearing the Anastasia foundation, and I'm using the bronzer of Nikita Dragon, her face palette, and the blush, and then I'm wearing Amrezy highlight. See that glow? See that glow, guys? Ooh, yeah. Just kidding. Anyways, this is my girl. Oh, it's not showing because I stood up. So, this is my girl. Her name is Christina Randall. I don't know if you guys know her. She's a YouTuber. This is her hoodie I purchased, and I also purchased her shirt. So, if I take off this hoodie, I purchased her shirt. Oh. So, this is Christina Randall, guys. Go and check her out. She has good story about her life, and since she was, I think, 21 years old, she went to jail and she served some time in prison. This is why I started my YouTube channel about my story time, and she inspired me, and I listened to her. I found her one day and started listening and binge watching her videos, and she was just talking about what kind of lifestyle she had, and mine was kind of similar to her. And you know, she used to like to fight a lot. Well, I used to like to fight a lot too. Had a lot of domestic violence, like I talked about on my first time I went to jail. And she used to fight a lot, like I said, and I used to fight a lot. I was in court like 11, 12 times, I think, for domestic violence, and I went to jail for my first offense on domestic violence against a household member. I fought my sister and I went to jail, and I got out on my own recognizance. So now I'm talking to you guys about my second offense going to jail, and I'm just going to show you my paperwork so you guys don't think that I'm lying. Everything that I talk about are true events that happened to me and what I used to do and how I used to be. I was an ugly person, and I look back on how I am today, and I just love me. I love my new me. Like, I was quiet, I was shy, I didn't talk much, and when I did talk, I was always really throwing hands. That's what I used to do. And I'm a different person now, and I look back at this new Janelle, and I love this new Janelle. This new Janelle that you guys see right here, this is the person I love now, because I'm not like that. I'm not that ugly, and I'm not that ruthless, but like I said, I could still throw down. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I had to fight now and defend myself, of course, yeah. And it's crazy because sometimes people just piss me off and get on my nerves where I just want to throw hands and throw down, but I have to understand that I can't be doing that no more, and I'm older now, so yeah. But anyways, I'm going to tell you guys, this is my maiden name. So if you see my maiden name on here, that's my maiden name. I'm married now, so it's CD Bach, okay, guys? So, yeah. I'm going to talk to you guys about, I didn't go to jail for this, but I was in court for assault against a household member as well. So, let me show you this. It says my name, and it says my maiden name, and then it says assault against a household member right here, and then it was in 2001. I didn't go to jail for this one, but I went to court for this. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about this one. It says, and I'm going to try to make sure I hide baby daddy's name. There's my name at the top. It says, went to jail, household assault. Wait. It says, battery against a household member right there, if you guys can see it. And my baby daddy got me out of jail that day. Anyways, I went to jail. This is my second time going to jail for domestic violence. And me and my ex-husband used to fight a lot. Well, like I said, when I met him, I used to hit him like all the time. And he never really hit me. I was always hitting him. He never laid hands on me, put his hands on me or anything, until one day he ended up hitting me. And he gave me a black eye. And he was just so tired of me hitting him, so he started hitting me back. And he ended up giving me a black eye, and he hit me in my eye. And I said, fuck, like, you know, is that all you got? You hit like a bitch, you know? I'm just telling you guys real. Like, this is 100%. I'm not lying, no joke. For real. For reals, this is what happened. So I told him, dang, you hit like a bitch. Is that all you got? Like, can you hit me harder? And I think we boxed that night or whatever, and then we calmed down and it was all over with. We said we were sorry or whatever, and we went about our day. And I cried like after the fact because I couldn't believe that he finally hit me. Like, you know, I deserved it, you know, like, I don't think no man, and you guys, I'm not trying to boast here or try to tell you guys like this is right and this is okay. No one should no one should lay their hands on any man. No girl should lay their hands on any man or hit any man or guy or boyfriend, husband, nothing. And I feel that no man should hit their woman or wife or girlfriend or whatever, you know, vice versa, whatever. I'm not here trying to acknowledge that it's good to be, you know, fighting all the time and hitting people and being in court for domestic violence and going to jail for domestic violence. I'm here to share my story with you guys so you guys can learn from my experience and not go to jail because of what I have done. Okay, guys? So let's just get that right. So anyways, me and my husband were fighting one day, and he hit me and I was hitting him. And you know, us women, we have nails. Sometimes they're not even that long. Like right now, mine are not that long, and I'm not going to show you too much because they're ratchet. So I had a little bit of nails, like I said, and I ended up hitting him. And when I hit him, I scratched him, and he had a mark, right? Well, he called the cops on me that night. So the cops came to our house, and we were telling him, I told him my side of the story, that he was hitting me too and everything, and I hit him back, and he told his side of the story and everything. And so they ended up arresting me that night because he had a mark and I didn't. So they didn't arrest him. They only arrested me. Well, my babies were pretty young then. I think they were like let's see. I went to jail in 2002. I had my boys in 2001. So they were 1 year old. And that night, the babies were there, you know, they were like 1 year old, 1.5, something like that. And I don't know if he let them see me, but I told him, you know, if I got locked up, that I didn't want my boys to see their mom being taken to jail or handcuffed. So I think he didn't let them see me. But anyways, they arrested me. They told me I was going to jail. Well, this was my second offense, guys. So this time I wasn't going to be left out on my own recognizance. So I called baby daddy. And I told baby daddy that I was going to jail and what happened, and that, I was going to jail for domestic violence, that me and my ex-husband, we were fighting, and he hit me too, but when the cops got there, they seen the mark on him and not on me, so they were arresting me. So baby daddy always told me that, he was never going to just let me be in jail. I was baby mama, and I wasn't going to be out in the street or anything, so he went to go bail me out. I think my bond was $2,500, so he paid $250 to get me out that day. So he was already on the process of doing everything as soon as I told him I was going to jail. I think I called him before the cops got there, because my ex-husband said, I called the cops on you. You're going to jail tonight, bitch. We were fighting, so he called me a bitch, and I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't think that he really called the cops, and I didn't think they were going to go there that day, and I didn't think I was going to get arrested because we were both hitting each other. So anyways, they got there, they arrested me. He had a scratch on his neck, and so they arrested me. So I called baby daddy before, before the cops got there, and I told him, I'm going to jail, and this is why, and what the story was. And he was like, okay, I'm on my way, I'm on it. And so he started doing the process already, while I was getting in the cop car. They arrested me, and I'm sitting back in the cop car, and like I said, they handcuff you, they read your Miranda rights, and you're sitting in the back seat, and your back is hurting, and everything's hurting because it's a hard, rough board. If you guys have never been in jail, and in back of a cop car, it's awful. Everybody's staring at you, everybody's looking at you, wherever you are, wherever your neighborhood is, all your neighbors. So I'm in the back of the cop car and everything, and they start driving you, and talk to the driver that's in the front, and like, I don't know, I asked him something like, I asked him something. It's been a long time, 2002 to now, it's a long time. So they answer you or whatever, and that's about it. So I get there, same old routine, guys, except for this time, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm gonna be, dressing in this orange suit, and yeah, I'm gonna be there for a while until, baby daddy gets all the paperwork together and gets me out. So I get there again. They get us all out of everybody that's there out of the cop cars or whatever. We go into the jail place, and they tell you to pull down your pants and your underwear, and they tell you to bend over and squat and cough. And like I said, you don't have no choice. You're there and you have to do it, and you're in front of everybody that's seeing you from behind. So if you don't want anybody to see you from behind, you better never get in that cop car and get put in jail, because it's not funny and it's not a joke. And so yeah, after I do that, you're like, you feel so bad, you feel so ashamed. There's nothing you can do about it. So then we walk in, and I don't know, like, the jail is downtown still at this time, and there's like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, there's the bench and like all this stuff, and then you're just like waiting in a waiting cell. And then after they put you to go back to the other area in the door, then you're in this other cell where it's like a waiting room, and there's all kinds of girls, not men, all girls, right? And so then there's the toilet again, and there's like a bench that you could sit down, and then there's the toilet, and then there's the door where they lock you in there with all these other women. And so they were just asking you, same old thing, why are you in here for? I told them I was fighting with fighting with my ex-husband. And actually, when did we get married? Oh, I think, yeah, we were married then. So I told him I was fighting with my ex-husband, and we were both hitting each other, and he ended up calling the cops on me, and they seen the mark on him, so they ended up arresting me. And so then you just ask them, well, why are you in here? And they tell you why, and, blah, blah, blah. And so then anyways, so, same old routine that happened last time. They start saying that some women have some stuff in their cooch and or their booty hole, and they have, I guess it's wrapped in a condom and they carried it in, and it's some substances, I don't know what, because I wasn't really paying attention, but they told me again to watch the door this time. So I'm over there watching the door while they try to pull it out, and they're just like talking about it. Like, when we get into the room, you do this to me and a favor, and I'll do this to you, and I'll give you some of my stuff, and we could get high, they're saying, right? So I'm standing by the door, and I'm making sure, no one's coming, no one's gonna pass by or anything, so they could get caught and probably get my butt kicked. Start fighting, not get my butt kicked, but start fighting me or whatever. So I'm making sure, I'm really listening out, and I'm looking out for no one to, catch them. So I'm on the lookout. No one comes or anything, and they finished doing what they gotta do, so then I don't have to sit there and wait at the window anymore. So I was able to get out and make a phone call. So when I called, I told baby daddy where he was and what he was doing, and he said, I'm already here, I'm already signing the papers, so you should be getting out pretty soon. So then after that, I was able to go back into the waiting room, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm like worried and waiting to see if I'm going to be in jail until, I finally dress out and get in an orange suit or not. Well, I guess everything was processed and everything, and they opened the door and they said, you're getting out. They're like, Janelle, someone's here to pick you up. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, yes. I don't have to stay in here. I don't have to shower. I don't have to get in a bed and be in a room with anybody. I'm out of here. So I was all happy, So I get out. I get out of jail and stuff.
Sorry to intrude, my love. But I need to check something.
So I end up getting out of jail that night, and like I said, I was so happy and I was so hurt, and I was gonna.
The microphone was off.
Awesome, babe. Awesome. Well,
I mean, you have this one,
footage,
but I would just like. You want to start all over?
No.
Or this is just to see the difference in quality?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's cool.
So, anyways,
love you, bye.
Love you, bye. So he got me out of jail, and I was gonna divorce and break up with my ex-husband because I was so pissed off that he made me go to jail, and we were fighting already, and it was pretty bad. And I'm like, you're gonna lock me up? And he was like happy about it. He was proud about it. He was like, yeah, you're gonna go to jail. Like when my ex-husband used to get mad and be an ass, he was an asshole. He was rude. He was ugly. Like, he was awful. So he was like, he didn't care. He was like happy that he was getting me locked up. So I didn't want to be with him. I wanted to break up with him. I wanted to separate. And I think I even wanted a divorce that day. So when I was there, because I couldn't believe that he was putting me in jail, even when he was hitting me, So I didn't think that was fair. So I left, and I ended up staying with baby daddy that night, and I stood the night there, and I ended up sleeping in my daughter's bed with her that night, and I didn't want to go back home, but I knew I wanted my babies, I wanted my kids with me, my 2 twin boys, and he was just like being rude and telling me all kinds of bullshit. So, because like we were so mad at each other, so like we weren't being nice to each other, we were being ugly, and I just kept telling him, well, I just want my sons back. I don't care about you. I don't want to be with you. Like, you need to leave the house, go do something, it's my house. Oh no, it was both of our houses, and I was like, I just need my kids back and my boys, and that's it. And so he finally, I think, let me go get them. So I spent the night at baby daddy with my daughter, slept in my daughter's room, and I didn't tell my ex-husband that I was spending the night. I just told my ex-husband that I was staying there because baby daddy got me out, and I was going to go home to my parents' house. And so, like I said, I ended up spending the night there. And the next day, I went home, and he was still calling me and stuff, and saying that he wanted me back. He wanted me to come home, and I'm like, no, I don't want to go home. I just want my sons. You could stay there at the house. I just want to pick up my boys. And so finally he let me pick up my boys, and I was able to be with my twins and my twin boys or whatever. And so after that, I don't know what happened, but a couple of days went on, and we were able to calm down and talk to each other, and I ended up going back home. And ended up going back home, but I never told him that I spent the night at baby daddy's house. He never knew that, but I ended up telling his grandma and his dad. Well, I made the biggest mistake telling his dad that I spent the night there, but things happen for a reason, and that's the way they happen, and maybe I should have told him that night, but I knew how he was, and I just didn't want him, it's not a big deal. Like, baby daddy, I stood at baby daddy's house. It doesn't mean that we're effing. It doesn't mean that we're having sex. It doesn't mean we're together. I spent the night there. I stood there. I stood in my daughter's room that she had there, and I slept with her. What's the big deal, But he was crazy. Like, he would have had a fit. So I was scared, and I didn't want to tell him. So I didn't tell him, but I told grandma, and I told his grandma, and I told his dad. And like I said, I should have never told his dad, because his dad got mad at me one day and ended up telling ex-husband that I spent the night. And then it was over from there. That's when he started cheating on me, and this cheating started. But yeah, this is not the topic that we're talking about. Okay, guys? So, back to jail. So, like I said, me and my ex-husband got back together. We were together for 10 years. We were together for 10 years. We were married for 8 years. My ex-husband was ugly. He was awful. Like, he was bad. Like, he was manipulative. He was very, he would blackmail you, and he would tell you, it's not fuck you. I mean, it's not fuck me. It's fuck you double time. And he used to tell me, too, that his family would kill me and bury me and stuff like that, and I used to be scared of him. Like, he would tell me, if I ever catch you cheating on me, you'll be dead, no one will find you, like, ugly, crazy things. And his family wasn't, I don't know how to say it, but his family was from a pretty crazy gang. So yeah, I never really cheated on him or anything, because I was scared of him. But when we would fight and we would get into it and whatever would cause it, and we were really bad, because he was a fighter, he was crazy. I was a fighter, I was crazy. And like I said, when I met him, I used to hit him. And then, like I said, he never hit me or put his hand on me until finally one day he was just sick of it. He was got sick of it, so he started hitting me. So then after that, we started boxing and hitting each other, fist fights, boom, boom, and he would hit me and I would hit him. And I used to always tell him that he hit like a bitch, and I always used to kick his ass. My cousins would spend the night, and they would see me kicking his ass. My daughter seen me kicking his butt. His brother used to see me kicking his butt and everything. And we were the same height, so I'm 5'3", he's 5'3" or 5'4", something like that. And we were both tiny. And he was a little bit built, because he was skinny, but he was a little bit built. And then he went to jail, and he got a little bit bigger while he was in jail. But the last time he really got big. But the other time he would get a little bit big, and he went to jail for DWIs, not for domestic violence or anything. And while we were together, I would always beat his little ass. Okay, so that's my point. And like I said, when we would fight, we were boxing, we were throwing down sick. One time, it was like a crime scene. I broke his nose or hit his nose crazy, and it started bleeding. It was everywhere. My daughter and his brother were just freaking out on us, because it was crazy. It was a big old crime scene, like I said. And like I told you, I have always been a fighter. Like I said, it doesn't matter, guys, girls, whatever. I fought guys, fought girls, whatever. I fought my ex-husband. I used to kick his ass all the time. And he used to say, you're crazy. I've never seen a girl hit like you ever in my life, he said. And I just, like I said in my first video, the pain wasn't effective. Like, someone can hit me and it's just like, it doesn't really hurt. It just feels like, okay, is that all you got? Like, can you do better? And so then I'll just hit you harder because it just pisses me off. When girls used to pull my hair, it didn't hurt. It just used to piss me off, and I would just hit him harder. So, like I said, I'm not here to boast about it or to be proud about it or to be like, oh, I'm a badass. No, I'm sharing with you guys my story and what had happened to me. That's why I was the way I've been, because I was a hurting child that hurt so deep inside that pain was nothing to me. It didn't really affect me. Like, people would hit me or whatever, or even a guy would hit me, and I just like, that's nothing, you know? And so anyways, that's why I'm sharing the story with you guys, and so you guys can learn from this and take this from what I give you about my story. So maybe you guys will never end up in jail or ever really lay hands on your man or whatever. And if you are, just know that it's not right, and maybe you guys will stop listening to while you guys listen to my story. But yeah, his grandpa even was in the military. He went to the military. He came out, and I mean, he was there, and he would tell me too. He's like, dang, this little skinny little twig, this little thing. And then I got pregnant with the twin boys. And then after that, I had him, and he would see me, and he would see me carrying things, because when we'd move, we would always like move our own furniture and carry our own furniture. And he would just be like, dang, you're like Hercules, he would tell me. And like, for someone to say that when he could pick up a car and he had like 20-inch arms, for him to say that, it was just like, wow, I never thought of myself like that or thought that. But yeah, like, the pain that ran so deep inside me that I just wanted to hurt people, and I just wanted to just hit people because I wanted them to feel the pain of what I was going through. When I fought too, I just wanted to keep hitting you until I hospitalized you or something. But yeah, that was my life. And like I said, I wanted to join the UFC, but I never did, because I just never wanted to ruin my face. I know if you're pretty good, you won't get your face messed up. Just kidding. You probably would though, So yeah, that's why I never joined, but I always have wanted to. So anyways, was in court, in and out of jail. So I went to jail twice for domestic violence. I was in and out of court seeing a judge for domestic violence, household against a family member, and it used to be on burnco.gov, but it's not there no more. Like I said, I checked like 3 months ago, 6 months ago. I don't know how long it was, but they were all there. They were all on the computer. Now they're just not. I only was able to print out three paperwork, but there was more. And like I said, I think, I'm not accurate, I'm not positive, but I'm just thinking it was about 9, 10, 11 times maybe, with the 2 that I went to jail for. I was in court all the time. The judge finally told me, like, this is finally when I stopped fighting. She was like, if I keep seeing your face, I've seen you quite a few times in here for domestic violence or battery against a household member, she said, and if I keep seeing you, and if I see you one more time in my chambers, she said, I'm gonna lock you up in jail for like 90 days. She told me like that. And she's like, or depending on my mood and what's going on with me that day, I might lock you away for longer, she said. And I was like, I freaked out. I was like, I didn't know that they could lock you up for domestic violence for that long amount of time, right? So I didn't like getting in a cop car, driving in a cop car, and going to jail, okay? It wasn't fun, even though I didn't experience all that other stuff, which I did when I went to jail for the 3rd time, that I'll be talking to you about in another story time, where I got dressed, I showered and everything, and I was wearing the suit. But yeah, that's in the next video. even though I didn't experience all that, I still was like, hell no, I don't want to go to jail, you know? So she said, yeah, she's like, if I see you again in here, she said, I will lock you up 90 days or even longer, depending on my mood. She said like that. And she's all, and I can. And she's all, and I will. She's all, it doesn't seem like you've learned anything or you've changed. She said, you've been in court for all this time for domestic violence and battery against a household member, she said, a lot of times, and she was reading everything to me because it was all there in front of her. She's also, anyway, so I'm telling you right now, she said, you cannot even get in a fight at a bar. You cannot fight at all, period. She said, I don't ever want to see you in my courthouse again. She said, or for any of this. She's also, you cannot fight anymore. No one. You cannot be hitting your ex-husband. You cannot be hitting husbands, boyfriends, nothing. She said, or fighting with your family, anyone. Fighting with anybody, a stranger, anything. Because like I said, if I see you back into my court, and I'll remember you, she said, I'll remember your face. She's all, you will be locked up. So after she said that, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be a good little girl. I'm not going to fight no one. So yeah, I haven't fought for 9 years since then. Because after she told me that, I was like this. Estaba cagando en mis calzones. So I was like, shit, no, you know, like, fuck. Oh, sorry guys, excuse my language. F that, like, hell no. You know, I never experienced, like I said, going back into jail or anything. So I was like, oh no, hell no. Fudge that. I'm going to be a good little girl then. You know, I'm not going to fight no one. So yeah. And like I said, the people that knew me they were just like, all my family was like, this, hold on. Everybody that knew me and seen me, that I was just always fighting people and hitting people and, you know, going to court for all this. It was crazy. They probably thought I was the evil, wicked witch of the West. Just kidding. North Valley, because that's where I live, North Valley. But anyways, in a story time where I was beating up my sister's boyfriend at the time. And he started talking shit, and he thought that we had called the cops on him or told the cops on him because he had a warrant or something, or I don't know what the hell. And he was running, and he started telling me shit, and he started talking about my ex-husband, and I was just like, what the fuck? And so I didn't do nothing. We were all drinking that night too, and so I went up there, and I went upstairs, and he was talking shit, and I got in his face, and I was all, yeah, what the fuck did you say? And blah, blah, blah. And I just started hitting him, punching him. My sister, like I said, she defended him. So she grabbed like a vase. They said, my aunt and them said that she grabbed a vase and she threw it at me. And then we started fighting. And then all of a sudden everybody's like, stop this. And so we went downstairs and I went to my aunt's house. Well, my grandpa's house, because he was still living there. And my aunt and uncle and their kids, I think everybody was there. Or family, all the family was there. And so we were all there. And so, I don't know, my ex-husband told my sister something like, you're gay or you're a dyke. I don't know, something like that. And she got pissed off. She came over there. She started fighting him. And I started fighting my sister's boyfriend. And I started hitting him. And I was like tiny, like I weighed 140 maybe, I think. 130, 140. And so I was hitting him, and then he grabbed me by my legs, and he had me by my legs that were like on his waist, and I just started punching him. I bent over and I started punching him, punching his face, and then all of a sudden, someone started throwing a Corona bottle, and they threw the Corona bottle and hit the door, and it ended up hitting me, and it broke on my head, and I have like the bumps right here and the scar right here. I had to go get stitches. I think I got 2 or 3 on my head. And there was blood everywhere. It was like a big old crime scene. Well, 2 people got arrested that night. And everybody said that it was that person that threw the Corona bottle. I didn't know who threw it. All I knew is someone just threw it and it was broken on my head. And so, yeah, that's what happened that night. Like I said, my life was crazy, and I know a lot of people might not believe it, but that was me. That was my life. This is all I knew is hands, fighting, peloñera, fighter. I always wanted to throw hands. And even like when we bought this house, I don't like for people to point at me or point in my finger like that, or come up to me and get in my territory, get in my space. Well, when we purchased this house, this lady ended up like, she was coming off like all crazy, telling us why were we here, why were we moving our stuff in. Well, we had gotten told that we were able to start bringing our stuff in, right? So she came in like into my area, and I just like, whoo, like this came upon me, and I was ready to flip and lay her out, right? Well, I had to remind myself that we were in the process of adoption, so I couldn't be fighting because I couldn't go to jail, because come on. It went to happen then. Our adoption went to happen. So I had to realize that I needed to calm down. So I was like, you know what? I said, go get my husband right now. I was all, take care of her, take care of my light work or something. I said, I was all, because I can't put up with this F and B. And I walked away, and I had to calm myself down because I was already going to knock her out. So like I said, if I have to defend myself now and fight and whatever, of course, I'm going to be throwing down. And it's been hard. It's been a struggle because that's what I was used to. So now it's hard. Like, someone will piss me off, and it's like, I just want to, it's like, what up, babe? Let's get it. And I have to calm myself the fuck down and understand that that's not me no more. That's not my lifestyle, and I have to chill because I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to stay in jail for 90 flipping days. And like I said, Christina Randall, she talks about it and talks about her life in prison, and I'm like, fuck that, So I love watching her channel and what she's all about. I wish she would have talked about this while I was growing up, but I found her now, and I found her channel, and she inspired me to do my channel because, like I said, what I experienced and everything that I experienced in my life, I was crazy. I was bad. I was ugly. I just wanted to fight and just throw down and throw hands, and I didn't care who I hurted in the process, I even give you guys a story time of when I gave my grandpa a black eye. Like I said, I'm not proud of anything I did. I'm ashamed of it. I'm going to be writing a book. I want to write a book about my life story. There's going to be things that are in my book that I'm not going to talk about on YouTube. So you'll have to purchase it. I could have went to jail for a prison for a long time as well. And that will be in my book as well. So you guys, if you guys are new to my channel, my name's Janelle. And I forgot to say, what up, Jgirl beauties? How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good on this Saturday afternoon. If you guys don't know me, if you guys are new to this channel, and if you guys do know me and you guys are subscribed, if you guys haven't checked out my videos, make sure you guys look at my other videos so you guys know what's going on and why I'm sharing these story times. And like I said, the things that happened to me while I was young and what affected me to be this ugly, ruthless, awful person. But I'm not that person anymore, and I'm so happy I'm not. I also do makeup tutorials on my video. I also did a video of us being in the process of adoption and how hard it was and how I found out I had PTSD when she was here. I was also going to cosmetology school through the whole process. I will be sharing in the next part 2 of it about how I had a panic attack at school. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you won't miss a video. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss a video, and hit that like button. And if you always remember, never put your hands on anybody, and make sure no one's putting their hands on you. And if someone is, make sure you get help. Leave that person something, because it's not good to have a relationship like that with anybody. I don't know if my husband's gonna do a video of his experience and how he felt about the adoption, but I really want him to. I think it'll benefit a lot of people too, because he could talk about how he felt and what he was going through in the process of it, and how he felt and how I made him feel through all of that too, because it was hard on all of us. It was hard on my kids, it was hard on my daughter, it was hard on my boys, it was hard on him, and it was hard on me, and it was hard on her. So you guys never forget, te amo muchísimo. He's showing me his ass. He's mooning me, y'all.
Or you can kiss it.
Because he said you can kiss his ass. Jgirl beauties, you guys can kiss his ass. Said with all my bullshit. Just kidding. Today we're going to finish talking about the second time I go to jail. Bye. Love you,
Some
bye.
theme music? I thought you wanted some music.
Do some music. Let's see what you have. Not shit. Ba-da-ba-la-la-mama.
Don't act like you don't know the words.
I don't. What word do I know? Ba-da-ba-la-la-bamba. Me necesito una poca de gracias. Para mi patio y tú de mí. I don't know. See?
Yeah.
I don't know the words. I'm not
Love
even
you.
playing around. Love you. Bye. So, anyways,